You are a secure base for your dog. You are the protector. You are the one that provides the safety. So it's important that you communicate that to your dog so that they feel safe, so that they feel protected. Hey, welcome to my channel. This video is all about fearful dogs, how you can recognize if your dog is scared or fearful, and what you can do about it, how you can help them and bring them back to safety. So the very first step is to recognize if your dog is fearful. So you need to know what to look for, what a fearful dog looks like, how a fearful dog acts. Some body language or signs of a fearful dog is a dog that has their tail tucked in and under. A fearful dog often will lick their lips or lick their nose. Their eyes will be wide. You'll see a lot of the white around their eye. They will most likely be looking away, so avoiding eye contact with their head kind of to the side, or avoiding looking directly at you or whatever it is that they're fearful of. They'll be looking away. They may lift one paw, they may be trembling or even shaking. Their posture will be low, so they'll kind of crouch down and be low to the ground. They'll try and make themselves small. They may seek people out that they feel comfortable around, so they might run over to you or try and hide between your legs, or go underneath a table or a couch or try and hide. They may become very still and stiff, almost like their posture is frozen, and they may even urinate. Aggression is often the cause of a fearful dog, so if your dog is scared, they may act out aggressively. They may be really reactive, barking, lunging, pulling on the leash, growling. So aggression often does come from fear. Fear is a step towards aggression. So a scared dog may actually look like an aggressive dog. Of course, a lot of the things that I've mentioned, your dog may just do when they are not scared, like they may lick their lips or their nose, and it doesn't mean that they're scared. These are just signs to look out for, especially when you see more than one of these signs together. And take note of the environment, what your dog is doing, what's going on around your dog, to help you get cues if your dog is fearful. Often things that scare our dogs are things that we wouldn't think are scary at all, so we may not even realize that our dog is scared of something that seems really safe and normal to us. A yawn can be a sign of a fearful dog or a dog that is stressed, but dogs also yawn when they are tired or relaxing. So consider what else is going on around your dog, and if you're seeing other signs of stress or fear in your dog instead of just one of the signs that I mentioned. But know that more often than not, your dog probably is scared. A recent study had shown that over 70% of dogs are actually fearful and have a form of canine anxiety. That is a lot of dogs. But once you know that your dog is fearful, or just know that fear is common, it can happen easily and often, and it isn't something that means you are a bad owner or you don't love your dog or you're doing something wrong or bad with your dog. It's just a feeling, and it's normal, and it's something to be aware of. It's something that you can notice and then help your dog feel safe. It's your job to be able to provide a quality of life for your dog where your dog does feel safe and can be calm and happy and relax. Every dog is going to experience fear. Every dog is going to experience stress and anxiety. It's a part of life, just like every human does. But what we need to do is make sure that these uncomfortable emotions aren't something that your dog is living in more times than they are not. You need to notice them, recognize them, and then do something about it so your dog can come back to feeling safe, calm, and happy as quickly as possible. This is also an ongoing thing. It's going to be throughout their whole life. They may be scared of something when they are younger, and then a few years later develop a fear to something else. It's ongoing. It's a process. It's going to come up again. And it doesn't mean that you are doing anything wrong, or that you don't love your dog, or you aren't taking care of your dog in the best way possible. It's just a part of life, but we need to be there to help our dogs overcome that fear and not live in it for too long. So pay attention to your dog's emotions, and pay attention to what is triggering your dog, what is scaring your dog, what your dog is reacting to. Pay attention to when your dog is telling you that they are uncomfortable. This is the most important thing. Be present and aware, and notice when your dog is starting to get scared. or letting you know that they are bothered by something, that they aren't feeling safe. And make sure that you try to not put your dog in situations where they are scared. If you know something is going to bother your dog, or your dog feels uncomfortable or unsafe around something, don't bring them in that environment as much as you can. If it's possible, don't put your dog in any uncomfortable positions. But that isn't always possible. There are things we have to bring our dogs around, or we have to take our dogs to environments that we have to be in. And we need to be able to help our dogs feel safe when they are feeling scared or fearful or anxious. So it's really important to know what makes your dog scared. And this may change throughout your dog's life. And then once you know what they are scared of, what they feel uncomfortable around, avoid that thing. And do what you can to change the environment around your dog so that they feel safe. Do things to support them and encourage feelings of safety. So you may need to make some adaptations in the environment. It will look different for each dog and what their trigger is. It could mean something like keeping your dog in a crate, providing them with a safe place when they are in the car so they feel safe and secure. Dogs actually really like crates, most dogs. They like confined little spaces like caves. It is really comforting. So if your dog is used to a crate, providing that in a space where they feel uncomfortable can be really helpful. So traveling with your dog in the car in a crate instead of just putting them in the back seat can be really helpful for dogs that are scared of car rides. My dog Millie, she's really triggered by other cars. She is stressed and anxious when she's in the car because she's looking out the window and barking, and she would chase all the cars if she could. She's really reactive to cars, so blocking her view from the traffic when she's in the car is really helpful, and that can be done with a crate or blocking the back windows. Adapt the environment so that you are helping your dog succeed and feel safe. Maybe it's standing up for your dog and being a voice for your dog and telling someone that no, they can't pet your dog because they are fearful of people. Be that voice for your dog if you need to be. Maybe you need to walk your dogs at certain times of the day where you can avoid other dogs or other people or other location, or take your dog to a different location. Adapt and make changes to help your dog. Maybe you need to have a more predictable routine so your dog knows what to expect. You need to also create a plan. What are you going to do when your dog encounters something that they are fearful or triggered by or reactive to? In that moment, what is your plan? It is okay to comfort your dog. I know I've heard that comforting your dog can reinforce the scared behavior, but fear isn't a behavior. Fear is an emotion. It's a feeling. And what our dog needs in that moment is comfort, is love, is support, is to know that they are protected and you will do what you can to keep them safe. So comfort your dog. Not all dogs like to have comfort when they are feeling safe, so get to know what your dog likes and support them in the way that they prefer. Some dogs like to run or get away and be by themselves when they are scared instead of coming to you and wanting to feel your presence around them. They just rather be alone. So get to know your dog and what they prefer and give them what they want. You are a secure base for your dog. You are the protector. You are the one that provides the safety. So it's important that you communicate that to your dog so that they feel safe, so that they feel protected instead of ignoring them. Pet them gently, talk to them in a calm voice, show them that they are safe, that they are okay, that they don't need to be scared. Be gentle, calm, quiet around them. Never punish your dog for being scared. When a fearful dog is punished, this often leads to aggression. As I mentioned in the beginning, aggression usually comes from fear. If you want to do training to help your dog, use positive reinforcement, never punishment. Using punishment risks your dog in becoming more fearful, becoming aggressive, and even becoming afraid of you. It harms your bond with and relationship with your dog. Your dog is already scared. Your dog is already stressed. Their nervous system is already triggering fight or flight. And if you punish them or scare them more, stress them out more, that's only doing more damage. So punishment can mean yelling at your dog, using any form of force, hurting or making your dog uncomfortable in any way. When it comes to positive reinforcement, two common techniques used are desensitization and counter conditioning. With these techniques, we are changing the dog's emotions, not their behavior. So we're not looking at how they are acting or their behavior. We are trying to make them feel better about whatever they are scared about. We're trying to change their emotions instead of their behaviors, changing their feelings towards what they are scared of. You don't want to force your dog to face their fears or just have them get used to it. You want to help them with the process. Often forcing them to face their fears or just letting them get used to it can lead to them actually becoming more afraid or becoming afraid of other things. Punishment and forcing your dog to face their fears will often lead to aggression because your dog is feeling so unsafe and uncomfortable that they just lash out in an attempt to make the fearful thing go away, and often they will lash out at whoever is closest to them, may not even be the actual thing that they are scared of. They kind of panic, they get really frenzied, and they may even shut down or be unable to move because they are so scared. Overall, your main goal, the aim, is to help your dog feel safer. Create a plan with steps to encourage your dog to be more confident, to feel safe, to feel that you are the source of comfort and you are the protector. You are the one that can help them feel safe, calm, and happy again. You need to create a plan. What are you going to do when you and your dog encounter this trigger, this thing that they are afraid of? How are you going to help your dog feel safe, calm, and happy? How are you going to control your own emotions when your dog is fearful? Our dogs look to us for guidance, and they can tell if we are feeling anxious or fearful or stressed, but they don't always know why we are feeling that way. So if they're a little nervous or they encounter something that frightens them, they look to us to see how we're feeling, to see if they need to react. And if we're feeling stressed or anxious because we see them starting to spiral out of control, or we see a trigger that we know scares them, they can just sense our stress or our anxiety, even our embarrassment, our shame if we're in public and we feel uncomfortable when our dog is reacting. They feel those uncomfortable emotions, but they don't know why we feel that way. They just sense it. They can actually smell our emotions. Studies have proven that they can smell stress and fear and anxiety. So they pick that up and they just assume it's because of the same thing that they're afraid of. And then if they feel like we aren't capable of protecting them, they jump into protective mode. They start barking or lashing out or getting aggressive, or they try and hide and become more anxious. So we need to be in control of our own emotions, and if we see something that we know our dog is triggered by, we need to be able to bring ourselves into calmness so our dog can look to us and know, okay, my person has everything under control. I don't need to react in such a big way. And then you do something to prove and demonstrate to your dog that you recognize their fear, you are listening to them, you hear them, you notice that they are scared, and you are able to take action and help them feel safe again. So this may mean physically stepping in between your dog and their trigger. So you're in the middle, you're blocking them, or taking your dog out of the situation. If you're on a walk and you notice a dog coming towards you and your dog starts to react, you recognize those signs of fear in your dog and you turn your dog away, walk in another direction before your dog has an outburst. Your dog sees you as being able to take control and bring them back to safety, calmness, and over time, once they realize that you are always going to do this, it's a process. It can take months, it can take a year, it can take a long time, which brings me to my next point, is that you need to be patient. So once you have a plan, once you know your dog's trigger and you know what you're going to do when you encounter that trigger, that thing that makes them scared or nervous, you have a plan set and you continue to implement your plan. Over time, your dog's going to realize that you are the one in charge, you are in control, and you are able to bring them back to safety. And they will no longer feel the need to be fearful or to lash out, to react. You also need to build your dog's confidence. There are a lot of different things that you can do to help your dog feel more confident. These are simple things throughout the day, throughout your routine that you can do. I have a whole video on this topic of helping your dog gain confidence. This is something that I think benefits all dogs. Confidence is really important so that they know that they can handle any situation that comes that may feel unsafe. So I really recommend watching that video. You also want to make sure that you are including very relaxing activities for your dog. This can be giving your dog regular massages, meditating with your dog, doing activities that de-stress you and your dog, doing those kinds of activities together, going on nature walks with your dog, things that are very calming, relaxing, listening to calming music together, whatever fits your lifestyle and you and your dog's personality, something that the two of you can de-stress, be calm and relaxed during. So including more of those types of activities in your dog's day-to-day life. And as I mentioned, being patient is really important. This is a process. And it's more of a lifestyle, really. And you can only work at your dog's pace. How quickly your dog responds to overcoming their fear can depend on their past, on their background, the experiences they've had with this trigger, how long this fear has been going on, your past reactions to them being fearful. There are a lot of things that can play into your dog's journey and overcoming fear. Fear and anxiety can take a long time to resolve. And in some cases, it never is fully resolved. Even though process is made, you may always have to have adaptations or not be able to take your dog to certain places or in certain environments where there are things that are going to trigger your dog. Accept your dog for who they are, love your dog, be compassionate with your dog. They are just trying to understand the world and they just want to feel safe in the world. Be compassionate with your dog and know that your dog isn't giving you a hard time. Your dog is having a hard time. Your dog doesn't want to be scared. Your dog doesn't want to react this way. This is just them communicating to you that something is wrong. And finally, celebrate all the success that you have made, the little steps in the process. Celebrate those, be grateful for those, even if they seem really small. If your dog is fearful of other dogs and they bark and lunge during walks, and for one walk you have no barking and lunging, even if you didn't encounter any dogs, take that as a win. Celebrate that. Show your dog love and pay attention to all the ways that your dog is confident and brave and the activities that you can do where your dog does feel safe, calm, and happy. Do those activities more. Pay attention to all the little progress that you and your dog are making, because it is a journey and it is a long process where you need to be patient. And the best way to feel comfortable and that things are working, that you and your dog are getting better, is to celebrate all the small little wins. So I hope this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I'm willing to do anything to provide my dogs and cats the best life possible, full of love, joy, harmony. I believe my animals are worth it. I remember wanting to provide the best quality of life and becoming overwhelmed with diets, products, training tips, and everything else, feeling frustrated, helpless, overwhelmed during challenging behaviors, to now living a peaceful, trusting partnership with my dogs and cats. I tried to understand what my animals needed, which was impossible without understanding their emotions and energy. I am now using these tools and practices to transform relationships with dogs and cats into ones that are synergetic, where we work together and listen to each other. I honestly believe that dogs and cats are here to help us be better human beings. Are you ready to take your relationship with your animal to the next level? Form a bond built on mutual love, trust, understanding, and respect. Invest in your pet's peace, happiness, and quality of life. Enroll in Synergy, heartfelt alliances between witches and their familiars. A guide for witchy dog and cat guardians. Merge with your animal's energy and collaborate to manifest your desires while increasing the well-being of both you and your animal. Pets are more than just animals. They are spiritual beings with unique personalities and energies. Do you love your dog and want to live in harmony with your dog while understanding their needs and emotions? Instead of feeling frustrated or overwhelmed by your dog's behavior, improve your relationship with your dog and help them heal from any physical, mental, or emotional issues. I offer a unique combination of positive reinforcement training methods with energy healing techniques, animal communication, and tarot. Receive a personalized action plan created by a certified dog trainer and animal communicator. This package is perfect for anyone who wants to enhance and enchant their life with their dog. Don't miss this this opportunity to get this amazing package, apply now and get ready to create a magical relationship with your dog.